Good evening, I'm your host, Jack Remington of Quintessence Productions, LLC. This is Game 4 of the Wild Card Weekend video, and it's the Seattle Seahawks, the number 5 seed, traveling to the number 4 seed, the NFC East winner, Philadelphia Eagles. The line actually opened up Philadelphia minus a 1.5, but within 7 minutes he said he got to pick them, and maybe 5 minutes later it was Seattle minus 1 and Seattle minus 1.5. It never got to 2, right? Never got to 2. It's stuck right now. It's Seattle minus 1.5. It's 75-25. The money's coming on Seattle. That line's not budging. Very interesting. So, on the other videos I may have touched on it. If not, just ignore this part. But here's the Philadelphia Eagles. They had to win 4 in a row, and they had to come off the mat, off their backs at home against the New York Giants. They were down 17-3 at halftime. And the Giants took a 14-point lead on them. That Saquon Barkley running wild, and they managed to tie. It was 20-20 at the end of the 4. They scratched and clawed, and they won the game in overtime. Dallas Cowboys would be the NFC champion right now. The Eagles could not miss a step, and they haven't. They've done it. They have not looked that impressive doing it. They're the most injured team starter-wise in the NFL. Them and the Los Angeles Chargers. But they're getting a little healthier, but they may be without Ertz, the tight end. And like it or not, for all you football fans out there, if you don't have a good tight end, your chances diminish of winning a game, because the tight end is a blocker, and he can run a post if he has to. They usually don't, but the tight end is easier to slot out, and you get trapped in that pocket back there. Your receivers are blanketed, double covered, triple covered even. The tight end could break free. A good tight end, the Gronk. When New England lost to Gronk, people said that's the end. Well, they won last year without him. Ertz is a very good tight end, and if he can't play, that hurts the Eagles' chances greatly. Seattle's defense is good enough to make up for that deficiency if the Eagles had that deficiency. But if Ertz played, I think Seattle could be in a little bit of trouble with that. Philadelphia has a decent front 4. They have a decent linebacker crew, but their back 4 is still shaky, and they got rookies, they got replacements in there. They can be beat deep. They can be beat intermediate. Now on the offensive side, Wentz he's a good quarterback. He has single-handedly put the team on his back. And you can say the same thing about Seattle, that Russell Wilson's a one-man wrecking crew per se, but not really. I think Russell Wilson has a better field of vision. I think Russell Wilson's better on his feet than I think Wentz is. Wentz is a kind of a hybrid pocket passer and can move some. Okay, Russell Wilson is a plain street baller. I mean, Russell Wilson is a freak of nature, and I think Russell Wilson gives Seattle a quarterback edge. The line play, you could arguably say that yes, the Eagles had the better defensive line. Eagles had the better defense even, but they're not healthy. Seattle's coming into the game a little healthier than Philadelphia, and I think offensively, Seattle's got a good running game. And with Russell Wilson, they're always a threat that he could run and pass. And you saw they almost won that game against the 49ers. I had a separate video about that game, even though I wouldn't take them on my other pool, my Las Vegas simulation pool. I wouldn't take them. But I did give out, on the other pool, I did give out San Francisco minus 3.5. I can talk about that because, to me, that's a coin flip game. Okay? And you know, when it came down to the last play, within inches, that guy had the ball, when he landed on his back, did he roll over? Did the ball cross the plane? If the ball touches a plane before he's deemed down, that's a touchdown. I mean, they were that close to scoring and get the winning touchdown, and with nothing, 49ers, they were out of time, at 9 seconds left, or whatever it was. This is going to be a good game, and I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be a shootout. Philadelphia, they can move the ball when they need to. They make the second half adjustments, and they got a good coach. I like the guy from Peterson from the Eagles. I felt he was a little inexperienced for Bill Belichick a couple years ago, but he had that talent. And what the adjustment he made, he gassed up the offense. So that's what Philadelphia had to do while they were injured all these weeks. And when Philadelphia beat Dallas in the rematch, then I kind of felt that Philadelphia was going to win that division. But when you look at the NFC West versus the NFC East, it's no contest. The NFC West is a far better division than the NFC East. Now, I know I said I was contrarian with the Buffalo-Houston comparison, but I just think that even though the AFC East is now past the AFC South, and Buffalo's actually had tougher competition. Houston's got the experience. So you can't say that here because Pete Carroll with the Seattle Seahawks and Peterson and the Eagles, they both getting pretty comparable experience with a slight edge to Pete Carroll. So when you look at these teams, Eagles, they won 9 games and they just won 4 in a row. So they were 5-7. Oh no, they were second place. And Dallas had a lead on them, and it looked like Dallas was going to win the division. So, but Seahawks were in first place. They were going back and forth with the 49ers all that time, and then when they lost a few games at the end there, the Seahawks won their games on the road. They're a very good road team. It's hard to believe that Seattle was 4-4 at home, but they were a 7-1 on the road. They won 7 road games. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, that speaks volumes. And I'm surprised the line's still stuck at 1.5. But the other concerns I'm very confident about. I think Seattle's got the edge in every department except the defensive line. I think they're healthier. They got more team speed. They got everything going in their favor. And they're 7-1 on the road. I mean, they're not afraid to go on the road. So, having said that, I like the Seattle Seahawks here in a shootout. It's going to be low scoring to set the tone of the first half. But I'm looking for Seattle to make the better adjustments and then make the Eagles play catch-up. The Eagles have played catch-up with some of the games they've won the last 4 in a row, but they're not a good catch-up team. They're actually a better front-runner team. Okay, but Seattle, they can be a front-runner. They can come from behind like they did against the 49ers. That was what a way to end the season. I mean, you couldn't have picked a better game in the way it played out. You couldn't have picked a better spot or a better game to end their season. The 256 regular season games. That was a Sunday night game. It was a fantastic game. And I'm going to close this video out that I enjoyed making these wild card videos. I'm looking for all the favorites to win, which was unusual for wild card weekend. And I'm picking 3 home teams and 1 road team. That's the 1 road team I'm taking is the Seahawks. Okay, the other teams I've taken the home teams and I'm taking the favorites. And I'm an underdog better. I cannot find anything that's leaning me to push to take any underdog. I looked at the Vikings and the 8 points, but you know what? The way the Saints are playing, and we know Sean Payton, the coach of the Saints, he's telling these people, hey, look, we got to put a big gap so they can't come back and sneak up on us with these late bad calls or something to fall down and run in the end zone like the Vikings did. Can't have that. We need a decisive win, like when they beat Tennessee. So it was a decisive win, even though they were down early, 10-0, 14-0 the first 2 possessions. Tennessee moved right down in the field and scored on them. It's like the Saints were asleep. When they woke up hard. They scored 24 straight points, and Tennessee was fighting for its life. Then they scored one more time after that, but it was all after the first quarter. It was all Saints. But anyway, we're talking about the Seattle Eagles game. I just like Seattle. I just think Seattle's going to do it, and we're taking all the favorites. Enjoy the games. Have fun. Remember, entertainment only. Always a great day to be an American. I'll see you next week with the divisional playoff games, the divisional round. Thank you. Have a good day.